Power on. Select your players.
Pierre, Sarah, Glenn.
Select your topic.
Games.
Select your format.
Entertaining podcast.
They're called the Button Boys. So make some fucking noise. 'Cause they're gonna talk about video gaming and stuff.
Button Boys.
Cock, fuck, piss, shit. Let's talk gaming just a bit. Welcome to Button Boys.
Well,
I'm Glenn. That's the end of Ellie in your territory.
I feel like that's going to get us delisted or
My
something.
answer's no.
It's the
I
incantation.
just keep shouting no.
I'd feel so.
It's the incantation
I'd
to
feel
start the podcast.
I'd feel so conservative if I walked past a playground and kids were going cock, piss, bullshit. Let me bring it just a bit. I'd be like, oh, this is not good.
No.
Kids shouldn't know this word.
You march over going, no.
No. Do a more traditional song.
Yeah, anyone playing hopscotch like asshole?
What did you say? Cock.
I don't really remember, Sarah.
Cock, fuck, piss, shit.
I think so.
All I know is that Ben says
Is it a
we're
shopping
rolling,
list?
and I go, I need to think of something to say.
Yeah, and the intro, you see yourself delivering it silently from the ceiling.
Yes.
Your brain just.
Yeah.
It's
and you're-
lucid dreaming.
And you're going, no.
Yeah. Same question as always. What have you been playing? I'm going to go first this week.
Okay.
I've been
All right,
playing a game called, and I'd be very surprised if you've heard of this. I'd be very surprised if you've heard of this at home.
Sonic.
I played a
Here we
game
go.
on my PlayStation called Fears to Fathom, Ironbark Lookout. Now, I looked this up.
Just hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Say that slowly for me.
Fears to Fathom.
Fears to fathom.
Yeah, try and fathom those
Try and fathom
fears
these
as best
fears.
you can.
Okay.
Colon, Ironbark, one word, a location,
Uh-huh.
lookout. Like one of those park ranger towers you get in America.
As opposed to
Looking?
look out the way, be careful.
Look out the way.
Or like, look out. Look out.
Yeah.
Something's coming.
Look out the way.
Look out the
Look
way.
out the way. Look out
Yeah.
of the way.
Get
Yeah,
look out
what
of the
Miss
way.
Muffet would say. Look out the way.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, if I may,
That could have kept going.
it could
couldn't
have and it didn't, and I'm so glad. So, Fears to Fathom, I looked it up, but on like Steam, it's like an episodic game series. There are lots of very short games in the Fears to Fathom series. For some reason on PlayStation, Ironbark Lookout is the only one available. And it cost just a few pounds, and I was like, let's give this a go.
So there's other fears to fathom.
There's other fears to fathom.
Okay.
Yes, but Ironbark Lookout is the fear I decided to fathom. Now, it's a first-person, very analog-looking
Is it
horror game.
fathomable?
I found it pretty easy to fathom.
Okay.
But there's one element of the game that I found very difficult to fathom. And we'll go on to this in just a second because I had a very peculiar experience with this game. And not the experience I think that was intended. It's analog
Should we
horror.
explain what fathom means? Do you think anybody listening won't know what fathom means?
Surely.
I mean, can you download a podcast app without knowing what fathom is?
Keep saying
Yes.
fathom.
Yeah.
I just like the idea of somebody finding the word fathom unfathomable.
Yeah.
And we never explain it, and they go, I don't understand this.
It feels like a very old posh term to say like it beggars fears to beggar belief.
I actually say I find it unfathomable probably once a week.
Oh no, I say unfathomable, but I never say fathom. Yeah, I fathom going to the cinema
I
later.
say I cannot fathom it.
Okay.
Yeah.
The idea is it's like first person, quite analog looking horror, by which I mean it feels like you're looking through a 90s camcorder. It's a bit of a VHS filter they've put on it, which is used to usually disguise quite graphical limitations and stuff.
Yes.
So the idea is you are starting your job, telling the story of how you start.
The game's saying, no, your eyes are pixelated.
Yes, yeah. Looks like you watched too much TV as a kid, and as a result, you can't enjoy Fears to Fathom. You are in America, and you're starting your job as one of those like lookout rangers in a big national park, and you're looking out for I don't know teens starting up campfires where they shouldn't.
Yeah.
Smokey
and-
the Bear.
Yeah, and you're telling the story over the course of like 5 nights of you in this cabin at the top of this tower, and a series of spooky happenings happen. Yes, Sarah.
Oh, you just
Did too.
Oh, for fuck's sake! If you're listening to this and you don't watch it on YouTube, and I'm going to urge you not to watch on YouTube, for some reason, I do one-hand clapping with both individual hands all the time, and I'm now going to hold onto this table.
You're
like
not
I'm gonna-
making it clear enough.
Yeah.
When Glenn is talking, sometimes he manages to clap with one hand, which we didn't famously like. There's
Shouldn't be
sort of-
possible.
Yeah.
where your fingers collide so fast and hard with your palm
Like the heel of your palm.
that you make an audible sound. Sometimes you do a double with both hands.
Quite often.
So when you listen on audio, do people think I'm wanking?
Or they think that
Yeah,
every now and then
slowly.
you're just giving your face a little slap. Just to keep yourself going. Just a little.
So I
slap.
just need to wait myself. Okay, so I'm going to do the rest
Glenn
of
is
the podcast
really
like
drunk
I'm
when we do this.
in an interrogation chamber, hands on the table.
Okay.
So it's fairly enjoyable. It's like gently spooky. It's not that memorable an experience. The fears that you do end up fathoming aren't that terrifying.
Yeah.
Bigfoot.
However, no, it's like a
Small
cult.
foot?
I'd say it's like
He keeps falling down. The rest of him's just as big.
it's like a cult in the woods is sort of what the issue is.
Okay.
However, what the game does is it sometimes stops you from going off the beaten track too much by if you try and say leave your lookout in the middle of the night. The game will force you to pause in your doorway, and it'll be and at the bottom of the screen it says, "I couldn't bring myself to leave," and it won't let you leave.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, that sort of thing. Or if you try and go to bed, it'll be like, "I wasn't tired yet," that sort of thing. Now, at one point, my character received a text message from an ex that was like, "Here's that lasagna recipe I mentioned earlier," and I was like, okay, ignore that message, that's weird, and I went back to doing my lookout duties on my analog 90s PC. And then I tried to go to bed that evening after the spooky incident had happened, and it said I should eat before I go to bed. Maybe I should try that lasagna recipe. And the game then made me make a lasagna. And I was playing on my PS Portal, so I was really having to like zoom in on the screen because I'm looking for this like VHS lens via a PS Portal, so not a TV screen, and I couldn't see any of the ingredients in my kitchen.
Right.
And so the game itself lasts, I don't know, 45 minutes is the whole game. My experience was the game lasted 2 hours. 45 minutes of this were fathoming those fears. More than an hour was spent trying to make a lasagna. In a horror game that wouldn't let me progress until I'd made a lasagna.
Just because the game wants to watch you make a lasagna.
It had no impact on the plot. No impact on the
Lasagnas to fathom.
plot. I was trying to find. I was like,
Lasagna. No.
I was like, that's an oven.
Layer it up, Glenn.
That looks like an oven-proof dish. I couldn't find my fridge for ages, so I was missing half the ingredients. I put on like a layer of cheese and mince and put those on.
I know what a lasagna is.
Yeah, I mean, I had to put it in like the oven.
You need to patronize
But
me.
I didn't know where these individual ingredients were, and I'd be like, surely, and I'd try and put it in the oven. It would be like, I still hadn't added the bechamel, and it was like, how the fuck do I make a bechamel in this game?
In the woods.
Yes,
God.
and it was like I've never been taken so far outside of a spooky horror experience by taking an hour-long lasagna break.
A sitting MP has resigned after being caught making bechamel in the woods. Yuck.
What's more yuck is when you do finally make the lasagna. There's no, obviously they couldn't be
You
asked
have
to
to
put
eat
in.
it.
Well, they obviously couldn't be asked to put in an animation where you sit at a table. So the character at the bottom, it says, "I used to like to eat in bed." So you then have to sit on your bed and like a stop motion cartoon, you just click on the lasagna and big chunks just vanish from it like you've eaten a lasagna.
And please tell me it doesn't make little like noises. Does it?
I can't remember.
If it did,
Because I was so exhausted.
If it did, I'd uninstall the fucking game. That's my gripe.
I was so exhausted from making a lasagna. It was just such a surreal part of this
The plan
game.
for this game is that they're like, we're going to make it seem like a horror game. We're going to call it First to Fathom, but then within the game, we're going to do something so unfathomable.
Do you know what? It was unfathomable because I couldn't believe I was in this situation. Because it does quite a nice bit of like
Big troll.
It does quite a nice bit of manual input where before you go to bed, it's like I was quite chilly. I should start a log fire. So you have to go all the way down into the woods to collect your logs from a log pile that you've got in a separate cabin. You go upstairs, you put a bit of gasoline in the actual sort of wood stove, and you put some bits of wood in it. I like having to light a match myself and putting that in. That side of it's probably be a fun VR
Are
game.
all of the ingredients for the lasagna in the kitchen?
They are all in the
Just
kitchen,
in
but I
different
found everything very
cupboards.
difficult to read because of a screen I was playing on.
So it's like
I was holding it up to my face. I've browsed recipe books with less detail than I was looking at my PS
my
Portal trying to make and constantly consulting the recipe book again of being like, well, what's next in this fucking lasagna?
So you were essentially having to make a lasagna with a 90s sort of MTV camcorder sellotaped to your eyes.
I was making jackass lasagna.
It would have been quicker for you to make a real lasagna.
I could have comfortably made a lasagna in less time, but the game wouldn't have recognised it. If I'd been like, how do I input to the game? I've been doing this in real life.
Yeah.
I've lived this fear.
The Blair Witch Project, but the project is a lasagna.
Yeah.
And there's just a guy in a corner eating lasagna.
Yeah, and they get a golden handshake from the witch at the end.
Yeah.
It was crazy. So that's what I've been playing and baking.
Next time, bolognese.
Yeah. What's everyone else been playing?
I'm still Master of Command. Here's the problem with Master of Command. They've got quite a tricksy little set of in-game achievements. I'm a real sucker for in-game achievements.
I thought you'd be above that.
No. No, it's pure rat brain for me.
Right.
I'm no more above in-game achievements than I am above the unlocking guitar solos in Call of Duty. Yeah, I want a gun with a bigger laser on.
Yeah.
Mainly because I keep getting fucking murked by everyone else who's got the upgraded gun. So yeah, I want one.
What sort of achievements are we talking here?
So it's because they're also they're historically flavored, Glenn, and they unlock other units.
Okay.
So you can't have.
Oh, so there is actual benefit. I thought we were talking like fucking customizable skins.
No. That doesn't work on me. But the Dragoon Horse Guards. Yes. So you can't have these like elite troops that are very historically interesting if you're a fucking nerd. Unless you do something like say you can unlock a Highland, particularly strong Highland regiment by having an army with 6 Highland units in it at once. Mm-hmm. That's not easy to do.
Yeah.
So that kind of thing.
Okay.
So I've just been going through again and again. Also, I completed the campaign once as Prussia. The playable countries are Prussia, UK, Russia, Austria, and Holy Roman Empire, I think.
Right.
And I've just done it as Prussia, which is the one that the game says, if you're a piece of shit, little baby, we recommend this one. And I went, I am a piece of shit, little baby, fine. And I'm trying to do it as the UK, and I can't.
You're not good enough
I
at it.
keep losing, and I Napoleoned my army, by which I mean I let them walk around in the cold for so long, I thought to myself, yeah, they're all dying from the cold, but once I find a town, I can recruit a load of dudes and refill it.
Yeah.
I went to the town, I looked at my army, they delete the units. They don't let you refill them. They're just gone.
No.
Oh, okay, right.
So my army was me. Just turning around going, well, lads, time to... Oh,
Yeah.
where did everybody go? And just frozen corpses leading back like 10,000 miles.
And there's nothing you can do about this.
It wasn't like, oh, the unit's now 0 out of 1,000.
You can't be like, there's mercenaries at this place.
The unit is just
if you have
zero.
money. I didn't have any fucking money.
Okay.
Because I spent all the money on food for the people who are dead. So it wasn't like, oh, this unit is now 0 out of 1,000. Please refill the bucket, as it were. It was like, they're gone now.
So you're just a crazy traveller who's turned up to a town
In a full general's uniform.
promising to kill them all.
In a full Napoleon costume.
Yeah.
Going, well, you just wait.
Yeah.
My army will be here soon.
You don't want to mess with us. It's just you, man.
Yeah. So that was one of those moments where I realized I'd fucked up the game so badly, and it had been going well up to that point, that I just went, quit, go downstairs. Just immediately quit. No, I'm not. I'm too angry to
And
keep
Pierre
doing
doesn't even
this.
have a downstairs, so he was digging a basement.
Yeah.
dug a
Where's
hole.
my shovel? Where's my misery
I
shovel?
just did the little trick thing behind the sofa, but with a really angry expression on.
You're screaming.
What if the game's being really sassy and modern, and every time you play as the UK, it's like you fail instantly, and it's sort of like, well, I guess the British Empire didn't really work, did it? And that's the game. Like, if you try and choose like 1960s China, they're like, I guess communism is quite a flawed strategy, isn't it? And it forces you into game overs.
Oh, just constantly like,
Yeah.
oh man. I mean,
Yeah, I think you'd find that game incredibly irritating.
yeah, I would deeply dislike that. It's fucking hard, but I can't. It's very addictive. It's as I said last week, it is like the AK-47 version of the Total War games, which I did used to get addicted to, but it's cut out the bits I'm not interested in.
Like it's just it's just dessert.
It's just the sugar. It's like, yeah. Don't worry about adding cream or like making it a flavor. Just like a bag of sugar.
Just sugar cubes. So it's a horse game. You're
It's
a
a horse game.
Yeah,
I'm a
yeah.
horse, and this is a sugar cube simulator.
Horse simulator.
Yeah, it's a sugar cube
Yeah.
simulator. I'm a horse.
Yeah, hold the carrots, it should be called.
Yeah. Hold the carrots. Fathom these carrots.
Yeah.
And so as a result, yeah, it's so much more addictive and fun because, my problem with the Total War games was that the city management aspect was always fucking crap and boring.
And you didn't care about that? You only cared about the world dominance, the military side of
Well,
it.
city management was completely limited. It was like, here are the pre-existing slots. Wait till you have the money to buy the building. Buy the building. Now you can have the thing from the building. You know, so
Here's a thing I'm finding when I play games. It just when you said you realised that you'd just done it wrong. This is a new thing that's happened in the last few years, and I don't know what specific game has. Maybe it's Horizon that's made me feel this way. Sometimes I start a new game and I start playing, and all I want to do is just relax into whatever it is. Just if I'm looking for every item and don't want to miss anything, that's what I'm doing. Or if I just want to sort of get through it, I want to relax into that. But there is this voice in the back of my head that's going, "What if I'm doing it wrong?
yeah.
What if I'm doing it wrong? What if I'm missing something? What if I'm going to miss something that means that I can't do this thing later on and it's going to punish me for that and I can't go back?" Are you experiencing this?
Yeah.
I get
This
this.
is sort of in-game anxiety of like,
Yeah.
I want to understand this game as quickly as possible so I can start enjoying it. But what if I'm too impatient?
Yes, and what if I also have it with what if I'm not optimizing this?
Yeah.
What if there's a really obviously better way of doing this and I'm not doing it?
What I find out afterwards, I should have been doing it better. I found this a bit with Clair Obscur, where I'm like, all these conversations about what you should be sort of putting your skill points.
Pictos and
Yeah.
those things. Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, this is a lot to kind of understand. And what if I'm not putting them in the right place?
Yeah.
It happened a bit with Dark Souls as well.
Yes, I was going to say, I had it with the fucking Titanite shards and stuff when I realized there'd been these particular crystals or whatever that I needed to upgrade stuff. And I kept being like, there's nowhere to find these fucking things. There's like one in the whole game. And I realized that I would just get the big monster to chomp them into little bits and I
Yeah.
could have whatever I wanted. And I found that out like a week before we finished playing.
Yeah,
And it made me want to peel my skin off.
The thing is, in Dark Souls, you go, okay, this is a game that's meant to be gone through at a very slow pace and you're meant to really engage with it. In something like, say, Ghost of Yoto, where I'm like, this is quite popcorny, I want to be able to hold down, say, triangle, and it immediately equips me with whatever the strongest armor set is of each individual thing. And you just go, like certain games do that where they streamline it and you go, Time Splitters used to do this. You used to be able to be like, if I pick up a weapon, there was a setting to be like, change to whatever the most recent weapon I've equipped is, or you could have a setting which was changed to whatever the strongest weapon is that I've
Yeah.
just picked up. And that was quite a nice setting. And you
Yes.
go, depending on the type of game, if it's popcorn or not, that's kind of a setting I want.
I have
Yeah.
it with Uncharted, where I know that it is a game that I can sort of just run through, but there's so much going on in each sequence that you go, oh, there's a little cave there, and it might just be that there's a sort of collectible item that doesn't really mean anything, but I don't want to miss it.
Yeah.
But I think the joy of that game is that I'm just progressing through the story.
Yeah.
I don't want to be worrying about whether or not there was a sort of a weird, like a letter
Yeah.
that I could read.
But if you are a collectibles person, nothing fills you with more fear than a crossroads
Mm.
where you're like, one of these might lead me into a cutscene that then takes me to a different location.
Yeah,
And
one
the
is
left
obviously
one will take me to a collectible.
story.
Exactly. And I wish there was a way that games could subtly
Yeah.
do that. In the same way that games are really fucking unsubtle at the end of a game where they go, by the way, if you go one step further, Mr. Frodo, you won't be able to complete any more side quests. Or,
Yeah.
games always do that. Where
Are
they
you
go,
wearing that?
yeah, are you sure? Because there's not, you can't go back after this. They should do that throughout the game.
It's
then.
it's like your wife, if you came downstairs and you're going on a night out, and she goes, right, that's what you've gone for, is it?
Yeah.
Are you sure you want to wear that?
I did. I was.
Because once we're in the taxi, there's no going back.
I was opening for a New York comedian at the London Palladium a couple of years ago, and I arrived at the Palladium in like what I was wearing, and his husband was like his stage manager. And he said, "Is that what you're wearing?" And I said, "Not anymore. Not anymore."
Now it'll be a sheet.
Yeah.
Backstage sheet.
What have you been playing? What's been your salt lick this week, Sarah?
Well, this is a little bit of a break from tradition in that we talk about video games, and I'm not going to talk about a video game for a 1 second, but it's video game adjacent in that for Christmas, Louisa and I were given the board game of Dorf Romantic.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Well,
shit.
specifically Dorf Romantic The Jewel, which is a 2-player game.
Okay.
I resent the board game because it makes it harder to find advice on Reddit. Because half the advice is for the board game.
Yes. And it's very complicated and frustrating.
Because
until
the game seems to be quite simple
Yeah.
as a video game.
Well, that's the beauty of the game.
Right.
It's tiled.
Yeah.
And what's
and then-
this then?
It's tiles, and you have to you make yours, and the person opposite you makes theirs, and we've got it now, and it is fun.
Mm-hmm.
But for a game that is so simple and quite easily accessible on the Switch, board game format, you go, why the fuck have they done this?
Yeah.
Why have they done this? Everything is automated in the game. It all clicks into place, and all of the satisfying little noises and elements
Yes.
are gone. You're just there with 1,000 tiles. But once you get into it, it is an enjoyable experience.
Would you prefer it if it just wasn't called Dorf Romantic? Do you know what I mean? Like if you go,
But
this
then I
isn't-
would have never have bought it. I mean, I was
Okay,
given it, but
yeah.
I would have never have looked twice at it.
It's-
So I
yeah.
get what's going on here.
It's the thing of like, if you imagine how much faster it is to play a card game or like poker when it's being digitally shuffled and dealt
Yeah.
versus. Oh no, it flipped upside down. Redeal. Like
Maybe-
the faff.
Maybe somebody's going to come and tell me that this was a board game first. maybe, I don't know.
I don't think it was.
But I mean, Stardew Valley exists as a board game, and I don't have an interest in it because I'm like, why would this be better? In the same way that I don't like a video game movie, like Uncharted, for instance. For fun was being Nathan Drake.
Yeah.
Why would
Yeah.
I want to? I don't want. I preferred playing Uncharted to watching Katie play Uncharted. So why would I enjoy the film?
Mine is all the faff. I don't. The nice thing about gaming digitally, electric games, is that the computer's doing the processing.
Yeah.
Whereas when it's a board game, I'm the computer.
Yes.
I'm rolling the dice.
The board game itself is quite simple once you get into it.
Yeah.
There is so much sorting out. And the other thing is, you need so much space. You need such a surface because you're both creating a diorama on the table. And
Also, it's your rivals.
yeah, but I'll explain it briefly. There's a stack of tiles in different colours. They're one for one, so you each have the same tiles. One person picks one up, and the other person has to find the same one. So you're creating the same map, but you're making different choices, and then you will get those ones where you have to add, say, 5 more tree tiles connected to it.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, it's whoever's achieved the most of them, and then there's various other things you can do, and you count up your points at the end. So it's interesting to see what different decisions you make and then the person you're playing against makes.
Yeah.
So that is really it's quite a soothing game. I mean, the actual Switch game is really fun in a soothing way.
Yeah.
So it's quite, once you're into it, you can kind of sit and chat and do it. But there is a reason it's a video game.
Yes.
Is there a fail state? Is it the same as the video game's fail state where you go, I can't progress anymore, and then as a result, Louise would win and you lose? Or
I guess so, yeah. We didn't get that far because it takes a long time as well.
does Dorfromantic have this function? Like, can you play against someone in Dorfromantic?
No,
I don't think so. Unless you
That's
can play
strange.
online. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I don't think you can.
Well, this brings us on to our main topic of the day,
Although you're always trying to score high against the whole world.
which is ways in which you've used, alternative ways to get what you want in life. And if you've cheated,
Cheats
if
and
you've
cheese.
cheesed.
Ah.
This is the cheats and cheese.
Cheats and
episode.
cheese.
Yes.
Ah.
Are you a cheater?
Not traditionally, no. And I think it's because I got really into gaming. I got super into gaming in lockdown, but I got really into gaming in terms of like exploring more outside of the mainstream and getting into indie games, maybe like 2018. And I'd say from that era onwards, cheats aren't a massive thing
No.
in games, especially not in like single player experiences. In God of War, you don't have like a code you can type in to then progress to the next region. I think it's maybe because games, single player games especially, are less level based now.
Yeah.
And it's more of an organic cinematic experience.
So what's the point
In cheating.
in cheating on a game like that where you skip a level or
Yeah.
like,
Well,
you
you're
go,
just
"Oh,
missing
might as well
story,
Don't
yeah.
play the game.
I think in many ways, and why it's going to sound more problematic than I intend, accessibility options exist now. So many
Yeah.
accessibility options, which means you can tailor a game to your experiences.
That's true. It's easier to customize your difficulty level and other things.
Kind of, yeah. So you go, well, what, if my issue with the game is this particular bit, then I can just turn enemy health all the way down to the bottom and my health all the way up, or have an invincibility state. And I love those accessibility options, and I like that they exist.
Yeah.
Because they exist for people's needs, and at the same time, they also exist for people's wants. And if there's a game that you don't have a good, because we were saying last week that for some reason, it's only with books and games that I have where I'm like, I need to see this through to the end.
Yeah.
Certainly if there's a game I'm like, I'm really not enjoying this, but I have 2 levels left, why don't I just change the accessibility options to allow me to just glide through as a sightseer?
I would not have said no to a cheat option in Dark Souls.
Yeah. Well,
But I think it would just undermine the game too much.
I
What
would
the nature of
undermine
the game.
the game.
But
yeah.
I never felt bad cheesing on Dark Souls because often, like with that fucking wolf in the graveyard, the game has set up a little nook for me to snipe the wolf from with my arrows and cheese
Yeah.
him. The game set that up.
Yeah.
So in as much as the game is trying to be unfair, it's also allowing me ways to be unfair back.
Yes.
It's an unfairness contest.
And that's not a glitch. Like I
No.
don't get any. I think it's quite satisfying if you see a legitimate. I don't really have an interest in speedrunning, but seeing someone do an excellent speedrun of a game where they just know exactly how to do it. I have no interest in glitchy speedruns where like someone's like, if you stand against this wall for 3 minutes, then your character will just burst through and it just completes the game. I'm like, that wasn't a developer's intent.
No.
Yeah.
But I mean, so the other day I got someone banned from a Hell Let Loose server because they were a hacker.
How did you know they were a hacker?
Because they were flying.
What gave them away? Yeah.
So
How did they think they were going to get away with that?
it's part of the World War II hovering men squadron. So let me paint you a picture. Okay.
What?
All right, but after that, tell me about Harlot Lose.
Let me paint you a picture.
Button Boys.
Quick break for promo time. Pierre Novelli, it's time for another song.
Please listen to my radio show, otherwise they're going to tell me to go.
Hey.
Nice.
Yeah.
You have a Radio 4 series.
Yes, Why in the Name of Pierre Novelli? It's on iPlayer, so you can listen back. By the time you listen to this, I think the first 2 episodes of 4 will be out.
The first one has been very well reviewed.
Yes.
It's really funny as well.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, give it a listen. If you are listening from outside the UK, there is a way you can
BBC
do
Sounds.
it. BBC Sounds and a VPN or something. It's up to you, but Reddit will know how.
Putlock of the Pirate Bay,
I
let me
think
watch this.
the BBC Sounds app, you can access things.
There you go. And there's also some kind of BBC Features podcast where they take episodes and just put them out through a podcast where anyone can download anywhere in the world. So just have a little look. Have a little look at it, please.
Definitely worth checking out. And also, this is a plug, we've mentioned this event before, the Audience Versus, created by Simon Parkin or Simon Podcast, the Observer's games critic, and jointly basically hosted by me, Glenn Moore, and produced by our producer, Ben Drayton. It is comedians versus you, the audience. This next one we're doing is at the Pleasance Theatre in London, as always, and the comedian guests are Taskmasters Jamali Maddox and Mayelaine Robertson, 2 great gamers and 2 great comedians. If you want to come along, you can get tickets on the Pleasance website or in the episode description below. It is on Friday, the 30th of January. We've got some great games coming up, very funny rounds. It's always a blast. We'll hopefully see you there.
Button Boys.
I'm on the American team. We're losing. Germans are rolling us up like a carpet. There's a bunch of machine guns and snipers and all kinds of horrible shit across a big open field, and with like sort of reeds and rivers and things in it. But like you could sort of crawl across, but if you stand up, you're dead. And I've spent like minutes thinking, I've got like a big thing of dynamite. If I can just crawl through this river, and it's going to take ages, but if I can just crawl and be bored and patient, which none of these 12-year-olds playing are, I can just crawl right up to where they are without seeing, put a massive bomb down, and then just crawl away again and just like turn this whole thing around.
Yeah.
And while I'm crawling and crawling and crawling, I'm always checking the map to see like, where am I? Because all you can see is grass.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the map, and then I see that there's like a blue dot of a teammate just going like really fast. Like, are they in a car? And then this guy who's on my team with a bazooka, like he's an anti-tank guy, just like zooms up to me. And like, bearing in mind, I'm face down in the mud, like bullets whizzing overhead. And I just look up like, huh? And he's just there like Goku. Like,
Homelander.
yeah, Homelander. Looks at me like, what are you doing down there? And then he goes, pew, like flies away again. And I go, okay. And he's only flying like half a foot above the floor, by the way. But he's moving so fast. And I look at his score, and he's like rank 4, and his score is like 10,000. Like a good offensive score is maybe 400.
Right.
That would be like, oh, that guy's good. He's got like 10,000. So you just go, right. So he's zooming around, just shooting people with a bazooka from like out of fucking nowhere, like Neo from the Matrix. So I actually bothered. I just thought, you know what?
Even though he's on your team, you
Even though he's
benefit from his being there.
A matter of honor.
Yeah.
I
A
do not want
matter
to win
of
like
honor.
this.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. I actually bothered to go on the Discord of the server and just be like, this fucking username, just take a look. And they were like, yeah, he's banned now. But that guy who's doing that hacking, they are playing a different game.
Yeah, what's the point?
So their game is, it's me versus the coding of the company that made the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They aren't interested in the game that they want a meta game where it's like, yeah, there's all these pigs running around actually like shooting people and dying and
Well, a
things.
lion does not lose sleep over the opinions of sheep, yeah.
But they're sort of playing an accurate superhero game where they are
The superhero.
like evil flying dude,
Yeah.
and everyone else is a human being.
Because occasionally stuff like Call of Duty Warzone would do this. You'd have the Juggernaut, for instance, where everyone was fighting against each other, but occasionally you just get this one almost completely invincible Juggernaut, and it was part of the game, and everyone turned their attentions to killing the Juggernaut.
Yeah.
That's fun, but this person's taken that into
It's the psychology of someone who just wants to say, get rich, but they don't mind if that's by having a fake successful company and just defrauding people.
Yeah.
Because what they want is to say, haha, but that makes me even more clever. Because you all had to actually start Microsoft.
Yeah.
I just pretended
Yeah.
I had. And I still have a yacht.
They want to play Fish in a Barrel Simulator.
Yeah.
Well, they want to play Fish in a Barrel Simulator while everyone else isn't.
While everyone else is playing Fish Simulator.
I mean, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 had this in like 2010 maybe.
Yeah.
Where all the servers got hacked and it didn't matter. Everyone was having this bananas time. But when you went on a team deathmatch, everyone was able to jump 40 feet into the air. And so when you went onto the map and you yourself weren't a hacker, it looked like everyone around you was ascending into heaven. Because you just beat faces on it and they just go, poosh, and they went into the sky.
The
and
Rapture.
Yeah. Whereas what you were describing with the dynamite is so satisfying if you pull it off.
Yes.
Because it's boring and because it takes ages.
Yeah.
Because it reminds me of being on holiday with my family. We went to see where my mum was brought up in Australia, and me and my sister had to share a room. And we had these twin beds either side of the room, and at the foot of our beds was one of those like walk-in wardrobes with like the frame that you sort of slide across.
Yeah.
And I used to like to try and make my sister jump as much as possible.
Yeah.
But she would see me and hear me if I got out of bed. So I spent maybe 45 minutes as a 12-year-old slowly, silently sneaking out of my bed, crawling to the end of my bed, slowly opening the screen, crawling through the walk-in wardrobe to the other end.
Greatest achievement of your
And I
life.
slowly emerged, and she went, "What the fuck are you doing, Glenn?" It was, "Oh, for fuck's sake." And she waited it out. She saw me leave my bed the second it happened. But if you can pull that sort of thing off, that's great.
But that's
Yeah.
it. And these people are playing a different game.
I think the thing about cheating in games is that it should only be for your individual benefit. So, like, I would only... The times that I've wanted to cheat in Dark Souls have been because I'm stuck in the game. And then you have to think about the fact that it's an online game, and that if you could cheat, you could just completely fuck people over. Like the teenagers that were bullying me could cheat, then I'd still be there. But yeah, in those moments, I wanted a Sims-esque motherload cheat just to get like a bunch of souls, so that I could just but then it undermines the entire grind of the game.
There's a very not very good Souls game knockoff called Lords of the Fallen, and it was quite poorly received about 12 years ago, maybe more recently than that. And so a couple of years ago, they just released Lords of the Fallen. They just gave it the same name, Lords of the Fallen, and it was Souls, and it wasn't particularly good. And the sequel's coming out this year, I think. But I was really struggling with it, and I wanted to see it through to the end. And I summoned someone into my world. And you know those like Soul of a Fallen Warrior stuff you got in Dark Souls, and you could cash those in. You could drop those for other people in Lords of the Fallen. And so I was given a guy whose obviously his full-time job was just playing Lords of the Fallen, just dropped an absolute ton, which I think I spent half an hour absorbing all of them to get to like level 300. And it was then one of the most it went from being the second most boring game I've ever played to being the most boring game I'd ever played. Yeah. Because people were dying at the sight of me. I was so bad. They just removed any tension from the game. Yeah.
There does seem like there's solo games you can sort of cheat. Like, it doesn't feel bad on The Sims.
Oh, The Sims is made for cheats.
Yeah.
But
they want you to cheat.
It's made for kids cheating because the Rosebud, for instance, Rosebud, like... it made the game boring. You were like, the worst thing that happened in The Sims was when you bought the big house at the top of the street.
No, but I wanted the infinite...
Sounds like the best thing.
I wanted the infinite money to design an amazing house.
Yeah.
Over and over again.
But didn't you like saving up for I can maybe get a pool next
Glenn,
month if
you're such a Mormon.
But then it's an Alexander Wept situation, isn't it? If I just have it all.
You're like a priest or something.
Yeah, you just love to toil.
Just take the money.
You're going to find this so sad.
Oh, no.
Sarah and I were talking in the cafe earlier about our attitude to, like wanting to focus on like your own shows and stuff like that, and not doing as many, say, like club gigs and stuff like that. And I was saying, but I quite liked in the past on a Friday or Saturday night in Soho doing like 6 club gigs because then it meant I earned going to the cinema afterwards. And I was like, my part of my New Year's resolution was to go, maybe I just deserve going to the cinema on its own. I need to realise that maybe on a Thursday night I could just go to the cinema as opposed to,
And then I asked
well,
him if
I
he
need to
went
work
to-
6 times before I do.
Then I asked him if he went to boarding school
Yeah.
because I was trying to work out what was wrong with him.
Yeah, and I was like, no, like working class background, not Catholic. There's
Yeah.
no, I don't know where this is.
Yeah.
This
where
is
this comes
so
from.
connected to your Sims gameplay that
Yeah.
you won't take
Toil.
the mother load.
No, I did. It then made it boring.
No,
I,
but-
like,
Oh, no.
But that's what we're saying. You're there. Didn't you love saving up for a pool? Like, no, because like The Sims is a weird game because the actual gameplay is often quite crap.
oh yeah, it's hard work.
But the building bit I love.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so if you go, I
The
don't have enough
having
money for my
stuff.
passion project.
It's on its own, just with the building bit, where it's paused and no one's even been like spawned yet. It's an incredible architecture simulator.
I guess I don't. There's. It's why I think Frostpunk is an amazing management sim because it's all about tension and it's all about stuff going wrong. And actually, when things are going perfectly, it's incredibly boring. You need once you've got 100% automation, it's not fun to see. It is fun to go. One of the factories just broken down. Shit, and then moving on to that.
But I
The
think
Sims is for the freakiest people in the world to live out their little fantasies. So it's like, okay, you go, what would happen if I had 100 babies? These are legitimate challenges in The Sims. My friend was telling me the other day, she was telling me that they've accepted this so much that these are challenges that are inbuilt in the game now.
Yeah.
They'll be like, can you do this?
Yeah.
Oh, so
like-
the developers are like
It's like a Black Widow challenge, which I think is just like you
Kill all your husbands.
kill your husbands, yeah.
Joan Collins.
Yeah, they've accepted who their audience is.
That is interesting.
And it's freaky little weirdos who want to kill people.
Yeah.
But that's probably the contrast between people who play sandboxy games and people who like
Yes.
I guess a
Yeah.
campaign.
It's also different as well, where like it's a different kind of satisfaction, and it's easier when you're younger and you haven't fully figured out how most games work. So like cheating on GTA, where you go like, yeah, I could have to race a drag race mission over and over again, like the worst GTA missions.
Yeah.
Or I could drive a tank through a mall
Yeah.
and see how people react. That's more interesting.
The nostalgia of cheating on GTA
Yeah.
is so like. I realized recently that I had to look it up. I didn't know what the cheat R1, R2, L1, R2, left hand, right up did anymore. I just
You
know
just know
that.
them. Yeah.
It's like all weapons, I think.
Nice, yeah.
But we used to take it in turns where you do that cheat and then you would do the cheat that filled all of your stars.
Yeah.
And then it would just be see how long you can survive.
We're just rocketing FBI helicopters, yeah.
Yeah, do you know that's something I didn't enjoy earning. I didn't enjoy earning that elusive 6th star because I'd get offended because I'd been killing police now for half an hour and I'd go, what will it take for the
What's
military
the
to get involved?
worst
I'm
thing
not
I could
enough
do?
to get the military. I'm not like, am I not enough? You could do it instantly without cheats in, I think it was GTA 4 by going to an internet judging by the era, internet cafe, GTA 4, that checks out. By going to an internet cafe and typing in a website for like a child beauty pageant and it would say the FBI's onto you and you'd immediately get like a 5-star rating.
Really?
Yeah.
How did you find that?
Just typed in a bunch of website names and eventually I got caught.
Button Boys.
It's Patreon plug time. If you want more Button Boys in your life, then you can sign up to our Patreon. You can sign up to the free tier, which gives you access to our Discord, hundreds and hundreds of active members on there chatting about games, in which you can also get involved in our weekly topics of what we're going to be discussing next week. We've also got a paid tier where for just £5 a month, you get an extra whole episode every single week of Button Boys, plus access to all of our previous back catalogue. We are also so excited to announce a brand new tier of the Patreon. Every month, there's going to be a guest episode. That's right, us 3 Button Boys and a special guest, a new comedian every single month discussing their favourite games, their gripes, what they're playing at the moment and what they're excited about. Our first guest of this brand new Patreon tier is Mr. Phil Wang of Taskmaster, Netflix, the movie Wonka fame, and we're going to be talking to him about games. You can find that on Patreon. We hope to see you there. So that's a whole new episode every single month. We'll hopefully see you on there.
Button Boys.
Yeah, I loved cheating in GTA because I thought when I was a child, I thought cheating was wrong.
Yeah.
I thought we were doing something wrong.
But a developer will get in touch, or the PlayStation will shut down.
We're doing
Yeah.
something we're not supposed to be doing.
Yeah, cheating.
But the developers hadn't put it in.
Yeah.
They go, how did you work that out?
Yeah.
We haven't done that.
I truly did. I was like, I can't believe that we know how to do this.
Yeah.
You can make all the cars fly.
Ring the bell, Age of Empires 2. I still remember those cheats. Cheesesteak Jimmy. For
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Mhm.
But Age of Empires 2 had the weirdest names of cheats for the game it was.
what were the other ones?
Cheesesteak Jimmy.
For food, yeah. The
I'm
blue
gonna look
supercar.
these up now. I remember the supercar. Fuck.
And it would like
Oh, no.
the car would like fire by like twizzling its wheels or something. It looked mad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Cheesesteak Jimmy for food.
Okay, gold, wood, and stone are quite easy. They're less. Cheesesteak Jimmy's is insanely obscure for what the other ones are.
Yeah.
Gold. Let's say you want to procure a famous person who procured.
Oh, Midas.
No, but by
Donald Trump.
by illegal means. But
Aladdin.
for a good but for a good cause.
Oh,
Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Wood.
Okay.
A job that involves.
Oh, it was Lumberjack.
It's lumberjack.
Lumberjack. I remember that.
Stone is a bit more of like, even in the 90s when this game came out, this would have felt a bit dated.
Oh, Mick Jagger.
It's a bit dad. You're on the right lines.
Oh no.
It's a phrase.
Oh, Rolling Stone.
No. It's a phrase that what you'd say about like yeah, man.
Let's get some stone.
Let's get stoned.
Rock on.
Rock on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you could,
rock on.
You could immediately wipe out an entire like player with torpedo and then whatever number player they were.
Fuck, I didn't know that.
And
That's a
the Cobra car
crazy
was
cheat.
how do you turn this on?
How do you turn this on with a
Yeah.
Cobra car? And you just watch this fucking like supercar barrel through a medieval capital like a Saudi driving through central London. Just
Leicester Square, go like drive it, like bothering everyone outside Jollibee.
Oh man, and just watching like 100 cavaliers getting fucking run over by a bored prince.
Okay, instant win.
Oh fuck.
Think IP freely-esque language.
Oh, I don't remember.
IR winner.
I are winner.
Kill all other civilizations with Black Death.
Yep.
And also, do you know this one? Wimpy, wimpy, wimpy.
No.
It's take your own life.
Oh, yeah, you could do that in GTA, couldn't you?
Could you?
For what benefit?
You could just kill yourself.
His last words on the note said, it's better to burn out than to fade away. Wimpy, wimpy, wimpy.
And everyone who
GTA.
reads the note dies. It's like the ring.
They had names for them in I think aspirin was to get health.
Yeah, that makes
yeah.
sense. Are we talking like San Andreas?
Vice City, I think.
Right, let's do Vice City cheats.
It's actually, you know what? The remembering the kind of up, down, left, right combos. That was one of the very satisfying things about Helldivers, which is that the real combos to call in like a missile to destroy the aliens were like up, down, left, right, and your fingers would memorize them so quickly.
It was so good. I want to call in an orbital strike, and then you'd have to. You're trying to learn on the top screen, and all using the directional pads.
Yeah.
What a great mechanic! I've never seen in another
And
game.
then once you learn it, you can be running away as aliens are chasing you, and without even looking, just go,
Yeah.
and it will happen. In terms of cheating versus cheesing, something that irritated me was when I found out that on most games, when you say, "Oh, I want the computer enemy to be like max difficulty," they just let them cheat. They don't make the brain cleverer.
Yes, because that would require a lot of effort.
Well, yeah, the strategic brain of your enemy is no better, but they've just let them start with 30,000 of every resource.
Yeah, or if they if it was a first person shooter, if they fired a gun, you instantly die, regardless of where you are on the map.
Yes.
I remember on GTA having all traffic lights green being one, and that was just cause brilliant chaos, especially with cars explode on impact.
Yeah.
Yes. Was there one where what did this do? The phrase "chicks with guns" has just come into my head.
Yes.
Was that just like all of the female NPCs had guns? Is that it? Is that just it?
So?
I'm gonna take a chance and Google it. Chicks with guns.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's That's coming up blue. Purple
with
rather.
guns.
It just goes the FBI. It's on its way.
GTA.
Could you make them all riot as well, the NPCs?
Yes, you could. Yeah. You could cause such chaos.
There is a cheat code. It makes all female NPCs carry weapons. Do you remember the forfeit that would happen? This is in San Andreas. If you used any cheat code, meant you couldn't get 100% in the game.
Really?
So you'd be locked at 99%. So that was the risk people had to take.
That's cheeky.
But having constantly exploding cars was really good. I remember Tom Walker, the Aussie comedian and host of Australia's Bake Off.
Yes. Hello, Tom.
Hello, Tom. He played through GTA 4 with mods on where all cars were at maximum possible speed.
Yes, I watched
That's
these
horrible.
clips.
And he couldn't even go on like the date missions because him and his date would get run over instantly. It was
makes
like
me feel
impossible
sick.
to play.
It's so funny. Just like the second you walk into the street,
Like he was dying in cutscenes.
it's so funny. I highly recommend you guys watch those clips. I was crying because when they make the AI harder, they just let it cheat. I never feel bad about really pathetic cheeses that I use to beat them. And in one of the old Total War games, I thought to myself, but why can I win this on like max difficulty? Because I was good at it. And I got really annoyed because the AI would just start with like £1 million and just immediately have all the best troops and just immediately like they'd have like 7 armies of 10,000 people each when you had like 800 guys.
Yeah.
So you just go, what the fuck is this then? And I had this cheese where I would get a load of pikemen. I could barely cobble together like 800. It would be like the movie 300. And when they besiege your town, if the gate's closed and they can't get in, then they like knock the walls down and send like ladders and, siege towers and they climb on the walls and they fuck you up. If you place your pikemen in the kind of, like the portcullis, like the gate is like a tunnel. You place your pikemen just in there, the gate opens because it thinks they're trying to leave. Then that computer goes, the gate's open. We can just walk in. I would lay a pikeman in a physically impossible way. So like they're glitching into each other. So it's like a kind of mega lump of pikemen.
A rat king.
Yeah, a rat king of pikemen. That couldn't possibly exist. And they all have their pikes down. So if horses charge, they just die immediately in the game. And the soldiers can't get near because you're just poking them away. And they get clogged up in the tunnel. And in the game, when enemy troops are in that tunnel, normally after they've battering rammed them down, it just pours boiling oil on them. And they die in a big fireball. So I would be facing up against like an army of 1 million guys. And I would just sit there prodding them away while they got boiled to death. For as many minutes as it took. And I had this one castle on the map whose job was to essentially turn the enemies into mints while I got on with other stuff elsewhere on the map. And
You're playing the Sweeney Todd version.
Yeah. And I would put it on
Mrs. Lovett's portcullis.
Yeah.
As it's happening, your sort of meat indicator is going on.
Pies are selling very well.
Yeah. And so I had this one like slaughterhouse and I could do other stuff on the map. And I would just put it on like maximum fast forward because it took fucking forever.
How humiliating.
It was like leaving
NPCs.
it was like leaving a battle in the oven. Just so it could get done while I was doing other things.
Being killed by someone who didn't have your full concentration. Like you didn't earn their full concentration.
Yeah.
Look at me when I die.
I feel this way about the how you eat 8 spiders in your sleep or whatever. I'm like, that's such a humiliating way to go. Like I didn't even try to eat you and I did. Like how embarrassing for you. My main cheese.
The spiders, we are Dark Souls bosses to them.
Yes, yeah. They're working on strategy and they'll do it eventually.
You're saying that as if it's a spider that said it to you.
Yeah.
If you go, well, you eat 8 spiders a night. And you're like, well, that's embarrassing for you, isn't it?
Yeah. Wind your neck in, pal. Oh, I forgot you don't have one.
Yeah.
Mine was one of the Pro Evo games. For some reason, I just worked out this strategy that if I played as England, no matter how hard the difficulty was, Michael Owen and Wayne Rooney kick off. You pass back to Steven Gerrard, down to Gary Neville, who's at right back. If you then do a through ball to David Beckham on the right wing, for some reason, he is so far up the pitch and beyond the other defenders that Michael Owen and Wayne Rooney are in the box. He crosses it in at full power. You'd get a goal. I used to play the longest possible matches, and I used to win 99-0 every single time. Like 99, because every day after school I try and get to. I wanted to try and win 100-0,
and
won't let you.
No matter
you
how
don't have enough time
efficient. That was the most time efficient way to do it. You could just about be on the attack for that 100th goal, and you could never do it.
And you never thought to write into the England squad and say,
yeah, Sven,
there's a way.
you forgot the one ingredient.
You were like in a science fiction film. You were the scientist with all the papers going, Sir, Mr. General.
Mr. Goran Eriksson, you're going to want to see this.
Mr. President, if we could knock the asteroid off course.
Just like Nick Mohammed in Ted Lasso, where you're just sort of like, maybe if you...
Yeah, I was fucking...
you're sighting at the orange slices going,
I was good with hunting.
If it would move.
I was just doing it on the whiteboard.
Yeah.
I think it's probably this.
You're Sven Goran Eriksson going, it's crazy, but it just might work. My God.
Get that boy down here.
The England manager hears you saying this on the podcast on a radio over there, like the Colonel in Elvis.
What? He's 13.
You get woken in the night by 3 mascots. They're 9. You need to come with us.
Well, that's all we've got time for on our main episode. Thank you so much for listening, though. If you want more Button Boys in your life and you haven't signed up to our Patreon already, remember, if you do that for just £5 English a month, you get an entire extra episode every single week where we have general gaming chat, game recommendations, a game you may not have heard of. This week, I'm going to be recommending a Western game featuring...
Finally, no more Asian games.
Wild West.
Oh, wow. Sorry, yeah.
Wild Western game featuring...
It's a bit of shock.
I'll be recommending a game. A Wild West
You know
game.
how hard it is to edit out Pierre slamming the table every time you recommend an Asian game?
Every time.
I had that in my head where, Great Western Rail. They had an ad campaign for a while, which would be like a painting of, Dorset or something. Yeah. But the slogan was, "The West is great." And it was such a dystopian. Yeah. I'd sit in the train station and go, yes, sir, the West is great. Yes, sir.
It's a Wild West game featuring one of the main voice actors of Red Dead Redemption 2. What could it be? We're also doing a playthrough of Hitman World of Assassination. New level every week. We're tackling the Morocco-Marrakesh mission this week if you want to head over to the Patreon now. If you don't want to pay for the full price of that, you can sign up to the free tier of our Patreon, and that means you get access to our Discord, which we're very active in, and there's hundreds and hundreds of people on there chatting about games daily, and it's a lovely, lovely community. Yeah. If you want to see us live, by the way, myself and Sarah, you can find us in Melbourne. Now, I'm going there end of March, beginning of April, Melbourne and Sydney.
God, I forgot about that.
And then you're there after I leave Melbourne.
No, really?
It's like we might be in the same venue because it's literally like I think it's like the day after. I know. I'm sorry.
That's I don't know anyone.
But look up. You can basically, if you look up our individual websites, you can find our dates. And myself and Pierre Novelli are on tour in the UK. Yeah. At the moment, so you can always check that out as well. And also check out Pierre Novelli's new Radio 4 series.
Yes, BBC Sounds. Please listen with your ears. Yeah.
It's called What in the Butt of Pierre Novelli.
Correct.
But also actually on BBC Sounds, you can find Sarah's series, Are You a Boy or a Girl?
Oh, my God.
You can find my series, Glenmore's Almanac. So we're just all over the BBC.
Yeah.
So thank you very much to the BBC.
Thank you, BBC.
And we'll see you next week.
Button Boys.